Hi, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. On Tuesday, May the 22nd, Election Day in Arkansas in both party primary elections and nonpartisan judicial races. The top of the ballot is the governor's race, of course. I think it's fairly safe to predict that Asa Hutchinson will win the Republican primary to face a Democratic opponent, most likely Jared Henderson in the fall. Some people are taking bets on how big a vote Jan Morgan will get as an insurgent challenger who tried to depict Asa Hutchinson as some kind of liberal, which was silly, of course. The governor picked up an endorsement from a famous person yesterday. Donald Trump sent out one of his famous tweets in support of Asa Hutchinson and his good work. You may remember when Trump was just a candidate before he was elected, Hutchinson said he was a danger to the Republicans, something had to be done to stop him. He looks at him differently now. Another top race in Arkansas in the central part of the state is for the Democratic primary for 2nd District Congress. State Representative Clark Tucker is the presumed favorite there, has 3 challengers, somewhat more liberal than he is, although he's no conservative. The question is can he win this primary race without a runoff? A lot of national people are looking to this race for some signs of a supposed division in the Democratic Party between establishment and liberal figures. I don't think that really applies so much in central Arkansas. Really, the biggest races on the ballot with great implications for the future are races for state appellate courts, 1 Supreme Court justice seat and 1 seat on the State Court of Appeals. Some $2 million have been spent by dark money or partisan money groups to elect Republican, essentially, candidates to seats that are nominally for nonpartisan candidates. If you're able to buy these seats with dishonest advertising, which would be the case if the candidates they're backing wins, it bodes ill for future judicial elections in Arkansas, which have already been heavily influenced by outside money spending. Well, elsewhere today, hearings have been scheduled in 2 different courts, federal and state court, on a batch of lawsuits that are trying to force Attorney General Leslie Rutledge to let people vote on ballot measures. She's blocked 70 of 70 proposals for ballot initiatives for the 2018 election. Lawsuits are trying to force her to do her duty. There's a hearing in federal court Thursday this week, a hearing in state court Tuesday of next week. Time is running out. If these proposals aren't advertised by June the 6th, petitions can't be gathered, and even then they'll only have a month to get the thousands of signatures necessary to put those on the ballot. Why Rutledge is doing this, we just don't know. She pulled a delaying action to avoid having to testify on this last week. A jury in Conway today is expected to get the case of Robert Rook, a family practice physician who's been accused by 9 women of sexually assaulting them during medical examinations. He took the stand yesterday to deny any wrongdoing. Closing arguments are scheduled today, and so the jury may get to decision-making later this afternoon. Simmons First National Bank had announced earlier that it was going to make a major gift to UAPB. The specifics were announced today. They're giving them $2.5 million to upgrade their football and baseball facilities. Biggest gift ever in UAPB's history. The Poor People Campaign, a national effort to address racism and political discriminations against poor people in states and around the country, had a demonstration in Little Rock yesterday outside the Justice Building on the Capitol grounds. 2 of them were arrested for a sit-in protest. They want to see an end to voter ID laws, vote suppression, and racist gerrymandering. Good objectives might be hard to achieve. The state police are investigating a case in West Memphis last night in which a man who was being chased by West Memphis police allegedly turned his car on them, tried to run down officers. He was shot at and then crashed into a truck, died later at a hospital. Some circumstance of that yet to be ironed out.
We tell our girls they can be anything they want to be. And for a while, they believe it.
I want to be a doctor and a rock star. I want to be a veterinarian.
A few months ago, my daughter Evie asked me if being a lawmaker is an all-boy job. That was the day I decided to run. If my daughter wants to be a world-famous singer, I will be her biggest supporter. And if she wants to be a state representative one day, she needs to know that's available to her too. My path hasn't been typical. I've been a lawyer, a stay-at-home mom, a teacher, and now I'm running for office. I know firsthand that it's never too late to build the life you dream of for yourself. Every Arkansan should have that same chance. We all tell our little girls that they can be anything they dream. Let's build an Arkansas where we can keep that promise.
Little Rock police did confirm yesterday afternoon that the body of a man found on the Arkansas River was that of a visitor from Illinois who'd gone missing Saturday night after attending a wedding of a friend here in Little Rock. The cause of that death is not yet known. We'll be checking in later on tonight on election results. If you're listening to this before 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, it's not too late to vote. Go out and vote. That's the best path of resistance I know. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.